The topic of this presentation is about investigating English target and learning needs, a study of accounting major students of Polytechnic SANGGAU, West Kalimantan. The purpose of this study is to know the learners' needs, their level mastering English, and the skills and the components, and also their learning goals. Students of Polytechnic must be competent, professional, and communicative globally. To prepare them to have reasonable communicative soft skill in English registers, the lecturers must know their students well. Need analysis should be conducted before the lecturers carry out the lesson into teaching and learning process in the classroom. The result of need analysis will help the lecturer to really know about the students. Now, I'd like to explain more about investigating English target and learning needs, a study of accounting major students at Polytechnic SANGGAU, West Kalimantan, presented by Sundari. There are 4 reasons as the background in this study. The first one is about the human resource development through vocational skills. It is concerned to the Polytechnic of SANGGAU. And the second one, the students' problem to communicate in English, especially for the students of the Polytechnic SANGGAU. And the third, the problem is providing learning materials for the Polytechnic students, while the fourth and the basic is the era of the competitiveness, whereas the students has to master their English well. As I mentioned before, students of Polytechnic must be competent, professional, and communicative globally. To prepare them to have reasonable communicative soft skill in English registers, the lecturers must know their students well. Need analysis should be conducted before the lecturer carry out the lesson into the teaching and learning processes in the classroom. The results of need analysis will help the lecturer to really know about the students. There are some literature reviews in this study. The first one, that need analysis has an importance in all kinds of language learning and teaching situations, whether for specific purposes or general purposes, and makes a learning program more relevant to the real-life needs of the learners. This is stated by or according to Puspanathan, 2013, page 2. The second one is English for specific purposes, focus on when, where, and why learners need the language, either in the study or workplace context, based on Basturkman, 2010, page 8. And the third, courses which at meeting the students' need and objectives and which were accordingly tailored to students' needs and objectives were developed which took the name English for specific purposes. This is by Zohorian and Panjan, 2014, page 2. I, as the researcher here, used a mixed method where the quantitative data from the questionnaire have been analyzed with the way of quantitative data analysis. Then, the qualitative data that the researchers got from focus group discussion or FGD have been analyzed with the way of qualitative data analysis. After that, I as the researcher found all of the result of the analysis from both methods. After that, the researcher here compared and make them related so that the researcher can draw a conclusion as part of interpretation. The subject of the research is the third semester. There are 61 students in the 2021 and 2022 academic year of Polytechnic Negeri Pontianak PSDKU SANGGAU Regency. While the data and the source of the data of this research are the students' lacks, necessities, and wants in learning ESP. The source of the data for Learning Needs Questionnaire was all of the students' third semester of accounting major. The source of the data from group discussions was 3 groups. Each consists of 8 volunteer students, or the students' third semester of accounting major. Tools of the data collection. The first one, students' learning needs questionnaire, and the second one is the list of questions for forum group discussions. The research findings. The research findings can be described as the 5 tables as below. The first one, table 1, it is shown that the level of mastering English, based on the questionnaire shared to the students, the need of the ESP consists of 3 levels that we named basic, intermediate, and advanced. While all the students there is none in advanced level, but according to the number of the respondents and percentage of agreement, there are 82% or 50 students are in the basic need of ESP, while in the next there are 18%, that's about 11 students are in the intermediate level. In the table 2, it is shown that the need of ESP based on the whether they need or not need. There are 2 possible answers, but some students can not answer very well, so they are not very sure about their answer. According to the number of the respondents and the percentage of agreement, there are 84% or 51 students answer yes, they need ESP, and only 6 students or 9% answer no, they don't need ESP, and about 4 students, it is 7%, not sure whether they need or they don't need ESP. Meanwhile, from the number of respondents and percentage agreement in asking the students about their English skills, which the English skills consist of speaking, writing, listening, and reading, most of them are answered in improving their speaking. There are 90% or 55 students answered that they need speaking, and the next about 50% or 31 students answering they need the ESP in writing. In listening, there are 74 or 45 students, and only 49 students or 30 students that answering reading is their need in ESP. After that, in table 4, it is shown that the English component, there are vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. It is shared most by the students of 56 students. It is 92%, and then 43% it is answered by 26 students. They need grammar, while in pronunciation there are 46% or 28 students. This is the English component. The next research findings can be shown in table 5. It is about the students' English learning goals. They are asked about their learning goals, and there are 6 most answers that can be shown in this table. The first one, the most student, there are 56 students, 92% answer they want to establish business with overseas people because this West Kalimantan bordered with the other country, so most of them wants to work there and overseas also, so they think that English will help them in working overseas. The next answer, there are 84%, 51 students answer that they want to be able to work in prestigious international companies or institutions or work in a better place that use English. And the next, there are 77%, 47 students, they want to participate in overseas training and scholarship program. And the next, there are 69%, 42 students, they say that they want to be able to answer and understand English books and journals. And the next, there are 32 students or 50% answered they want to have better life opportunities using English for traveling and when using sophisticated technology or gadgets. And the last answer from 30 students or 49%, they want to improve their TOEFL, IELTS or TOEIC scores. That is the explanation of the students' learning goals in their questionnaire. Finally, as the last part of slide in my presentation as the conclusion, here I can be concluded that the students of university have target for their future career. Most of them need to learn English specifically based on their fields. Mostly, they need to improve their speaking skill and mastering vocabulary. They want to learn English for specific program so that they establish business with overseas people and to be able to work in prestigious international companies or institutions as their target for their working future. Therefore, the lecturer needs to find a way to improve their concern to the students by conducting targets and needs analysis in order to find out the pedagogy which fully address to the students' needs. That's all from my presentation. Thank you so much for the attention, and I need more inputs or asking and discussion after this, and I waiting or looking forward for what the feedbacks that can be discussed together.